What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video and the final mock draft of the season. It is the predictive first round mock draft. Like I said, finished up all the divisions. All those videos will be in my mock draft little I don't know called file on my channel. Go ahead and click it. All my videos have been mock drafts for the past 32 videos. So let's get this final one out of the way for the season. It is my predictive mock draft for all 32 picks in the first round. I'm only going to do the first round because, second, third round, all the way to 7 gets busy, gets long. Try and keep this one short for you guys. This is what I predict is going to happen. Number one, no doubt about it, Trevor Lawrence, just best quarterback on the board. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Number two, the Jets. As much as I personally like Justin Fields, I think the Jets are going to make the mistake by drafting Zach Wilson. He is my fourth best quarterback, but we won't get into that. Maybe we will. He is my fourth best quarterback right now, but I think the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. Number three, I think the San Francisco 49ers have been throwing a smoke screen in front of 31 NFL teams and 31 NFL teams and many, radio guys, analysis, sports guys have been saying it's Mac Jones. The San Francisco 49ers are playing everybody and thinking people are going to take Mac Jones or he's good. They're going to take Justin Fields, a win-now quarterback. He's better at everything than Mac Jones. More athletic, more agile, stronger, better arm, more accurate, and could say he's played, just as good competition. Number four, the Atlanta Falcons. They only put tight end because really, they don't need a playmaker. I'm going to take Mac. I'm just kidding. We're going to take Kyle Pitts, tight end out of Florida, number 4 overall. I think Matt Ryan can still get it done. He's still an efficient quarterback. And with trade rumors of Julio Jones before the draft, I think they need a playmaker, and Kyle Pitts could be that guy. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. As much as, Joe Burrow is, trying to get his word in about Jamar Chase, I think personally you just need to protect Joe Burrow. Your investment, your quarterback for the future. And I think this guy is it for you, Rashawn. I'm just kidding. Penei Sewell out of Oregon. I know that Jonah Williams is your true quote-unquote left tackle. I don't mind kicking him out to right and keeping Sewell at left tackle or even just left guard. But he's a tackle true and true. He's really strong and he's really good. Right here, number 6, the Miami Dolphins. No doubt about it. They're going to take next best playmaker. I do like their receiving group with Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, and Preston Williams. As much as, this sounds like a dumb pick, I think Will Fuller in free agency does not address an immediate need, and he hasn't proven to be healthy in any of his first 4 years. So I think Jamar Chase is the pick. Next best player, I think he'll come in as your number 3 receiver and eventually turn into your number 1 by the end of the season, Jamar Chase. Number 7, next best receiver, it's going to be Jalen Waddle. Just pure speed. They need speed. They need receiver in general, and they get it here. Number 8, especially after just the trade of Teddy Bridgewater, no question pick. It's tackle Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. People say he's going to move to guard his first 2 years. He's a tackle true and through. Just keep him at tackle. Don't flip-flop anything. Right here, pick 9. The Broncos just got a new quarterback with Drew Lock. That's going to be a nice competition. I'm a Drew Lock fan. I think he's legit. I think he can get the job done. As much as, you see Sir Tannenhorn, I think a player like Michael Parsons is much better and has a much heavier need compared to cornerback. And if Parsons could be an edge rusher, go ahead. If he's off ball, Mike linebacker, then go ahead. He could play anywhere. 4.3 speed is real, and he's really, really strong and long and athletic. And he's just the next best defensive player. Pick 10, Cowboys fans. It's not Horn, it's Surtain. number one corner since the beginning of the season for me, and it hasn't been anyone else. Pick 11. As much as I want to say they're going to take Devonta Smith, I think 166 pounds will scare away this team. Realistically, this is a trade out scenario, but I'm going to keep it, you know, predictive. Um, I think they're going to take a linebacker here, and I think it's going to be, even though he's not as very high on this board, I think it's going to be Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa. Yes, they did have a couple nice young linebackers like Tate Crowder last year that stepped in, but you need a pure just playmaker at the next level. He can play anywhere from slot, nickel, free, box, edge rusher. He plays everything. A little undersized at 220 pounds now, not 215, but still a little undersized at 6'1", 220. Love him a lot. He's a true athlete. He'll fly around at 1,000 miles an hour for you. Pick 12, the Eagles. This is where Devonta Smith comes off the board. I did say he was going to fall a little bit, but I think JOK, I think the 166 pounds scares away um, the New York Giants organization. They want size. They want to win now. They want physicality. But the Eagles take Devonta Smith, who was my number one receiver after that championship game. And then after he weighed in at one, I was hoping he would get to 180. They said he was 6'1", 175. He's 6 feet, 166 pounds. Scares away a lot of people, especially me. But I think Devonta Smith is a playmaker. If he's a playmaker like that in the SEC, he'll be a playmaker like that in the NFL. I just don't think the Giants are a scheme fit for him. So I think the Eagles will just take a stab at receiver again. Rager is a little bit slower of a developmental guy. I thought he was going to come into the scene, and I was a Rager fan, just not in the first. I would have taken him top 50. But I believe that he's a guy that I thought he was a guy that was going to come and shake up the scene, but he just never caught stride. Pick 13. It's not going to be Christian Darrisaw. It's going to be Elijah Vera Tucker. Even though their interior is really sure, I think Elijah Vera Tucker is an all-pro he's an all-pro at guard, he's an all-pro at center, and he's an all-pro at tackle, but he's going to be an all-pro at guard for Justin Herbert in the Chargers. Pick 14. I know Elijah Vera Tucker. I should have taken Darrisaw and then taken Vera Tucker, but this is a predictive. I think the Chargers, if Elijah Vera Tucker is sitting here, they'll take the guy from Cali. Darrisaw sitting here, but I think edge is a bigger need, and it's going to be Jalen Phillips, who even now with the red flags of concussions, he is considerably the number one edge rusher now, over Rousseau and Pay and other guys. And I think it's true. I think he's really good. He is one of the few guys, aside from Joe Tryon, who can convert speed to power, like a Frank Clark. That is just an incredible talent. And if you could do that, you're going to have a long career in the NFL. Pick 15. I hate to do this. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to take Mac Jones. It's going to be Trey Lance. Belichick, not impressed with that one overthrow. And I think that face said it all. And you sign, of course, Mac Jones could be the guy, but you sign a guy like Cam Newton to a one-year deal. Prove it deal. Can't get it done. Trey Lance steps in year 2 and finishes the job. Or if he can't get it done halfway through the year, Trey Lance steps in and gets the job done and gets extra reps in. And I think Trey Lance is the pick. Mac Jones is going to fall a little bit. I don't know how far he'll fall, just depending on the board. But pick 16, it's going to be J.C. Horn real quick. Just next best corner, and they need one. Reminds me a lot of Patrick Peterson, or a more twitched up Marcus Peters. Pick 17 falls right in my lap. Mo Hurst is not interested, or not. I want to say not interested, but Mo Hurst is not in the future of the Raiders. So I think Christian Barmore, a younger guy coming in, a better pass rusher and run stuffer immediately, and better athlete. Barmore comes in, he's going to start day one inside for the Raiders. And pick 18, there's a lot of guys sitting here, but I think this is a draft where a lot of guys are going to fall. A lot of edge rushers will fall. And right here at pick 18, they're going to take Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. A little rich, top 20, a little rich for me still. But I think in a realistic draft, they would not trade out of the top 20 and risk having Collins get snatched up by a team like Washington, who with Ron Rivera does want a linebacker, a roaming linebacker like that, with Chicago who could use a number two like that, and with Indy who could use another player like that, or with Tennessee even. So it's going to be Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. And right here, Washington needs to shore up that O line. Darius Sauce sitting here at 19. He's fallen far enough. That's a great pick right there. Just value and position. And now Alex Leatherwood is rising a lot. I've been a big fan, but I would not mock him realistically in the first. A little, a true senior, great film, a true starter, but I would not take him here. A little bit of tread on the tires would keep me weary. So I'm going to take next best receiver on my board, and then is Rashad Bateman. Even though he just weighed in at 5'11", 6', 190, he's still an elite playmaker. And here at pick 21, we're not going to take Alex Leatherwood. We are going to take Tevin Jenkins. He did play true right tackle, and I know he looks like a big dumb bully, but I think he's a guy that can move to left tackle and could really get some good finesse going here. A good finesse element in his game. Pick 22, they need edge. They're going to take Kwity Paye, just next best edge rusher. Pick 23, they come back around. Greg Newsome is sitting here, but he is not my favorite corner at this point. It is Caleb Farley. I feel like the New York Jets just need to get a little bit more physical and a little bit bigger. And Farley at 6'3", 205 pounds is the guy. Here, as much as I'd love to take Alex Leatherwood, like I said, I don't think he's a true first-round talent. The Steelers are going to take Samuel Cosmi. As much as I want to take Najee Harris here, I think Samuel Cosmi is a more realistic pick because running back will fall a little. Here, it's going to be Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. I like him a lot. Back-to-back tackles for back-to-back quarterbacks. Even though wide receiver is a big need there, I think let's look at the board. I think Jamin Davis would be a great pick here. I'm a big fan of Mac Wilson still, but they're just not playing him up to that ability. Azeez Ojulari doesn't seem like a scheme fit. Neither does Joe Tryon. See Eric Stokes, Jason Owe. Oof. I think they're gonna fall in love with Jason Owe and his speed. I think they pair Myles Garrett with Jason Owe with monster speed here. Right here, even though I did mock Azeez Ojulari to the Baltimore Ravens in their team-specific mock draft, I think he looks and feels like a Raven. I think Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia will go to Baltimore and will be alongside of that incredible defense. Right here, I don't like Greg Newsome at this fit. Let's check out receiver. Ooh, Kadarius Toney, Eli Moore. Wow, those are great guys. Let's check cornerback. Let's see who's here. Stokes Joseph. Wow, this is hard. I like their cornerback group. If you consider Chauncey Gardner-Johnson a slot corner instead of a free strong safety. Man, who am I gonna take? This would be a trade-out scenario for me if I was the Saints. Let's check edge. Let's take Carlos Basham. I know he's a little bit too much like Cam Jordan, but why not have two Cam Jordans on the same field? I know receiver seems like a big need, but I feel like you could fill that in the second round. And corner is a definite second and third round value because you do have a great starting number one and a great slot corner. Carlos Basham, you can't get two Cam Jordans on one team, and I just allowed that. Realistically, if Eichenberg was here, I'd take him. I love Jalen Mayfield, not right here. I'm going to get him playmaker. And let's get him. I did mock Kadarius Toney to them last time. I think they're going to take Rondale Moore a little bit faster, a little bit more electric with the ball in his hand. And he's a really good pick. Here, as much as I would love to take Najee or Etienne, I like their backfield, and I think they do too. So let's check edge, Tryon, Turner, Perkins. Let's check. I think, man, I don't know what to do here. Check receiver, Eli Moore. You could go with size. This would be a realistic trade out scenario. Let's just look at top of the board. Jamin. They just signed Matt Milano. Tremaine Edmonds really came into his own last year. Oof. I think they're just going to take next best player. Next best player on my board. Is my board here? This is my big board. Etienne Harris, Tony Marshall, Bolton, Rousseau. I know this doesn't seem like the fit, but I think another smaller corner is the go. I think they're going to like Asante Samuel Jr., and they're going to take him here. The Ravens did get a first round pick for trading Ronnie Stanley. So let's look at predictive board and let's look at tackle. And I think they're going to take Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan, even though Leatherwood is up here. Jalen Mayfield is my last tackle. He's my fifth. Not a first round value, but with a no trade out scenario and a good value pick here, I think Jalen Mayfield is the guy. And here, the Buccaneers just re-signed Antonio Brown as of today. So let's look at the next big board. Man, I did say I wouldn't take Alex Leatherwood all day, but I think he's a great guard flexibility. He's got great guard flexibility. Alex Leatherwood. Let's see who's here. Morig. Yeah, I like their DB room. Really young, but really good. Running back could be interesting. I'm not going to take a receiver. I think I'm going to take Landon Dickerson, next best player on the board. He will miss a chunk of the season because of the ACL injury, but I think when he comes back with Tristan Wirfs, this could be the next best young offensive line. Landon Dickerson to end the draft. My predictive first round mock draft. Let's get through it real quick. With the first pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars, no doubt, Trevor Lawrence, consensus number one for the past 3 years. Number two, Zach Wilson, not my favorite, but I think the Jets fell in love with him at his pro day. Not 6'3", 210. He is 6'1", 207. A little smaller, does scare me away. Pick three, San Fran's blowing a beautiful smoke screen in front of 31 NFL teams. They take Justin Fields. That could react to a chain reaction of quarterback falling. But number four, Atlanta takes Kyle Pitts, next best playmaker, especially with the Julio Jones trade rumors. Pick five, Penei Sewell, just reassure that offensive line. Incredible mover of other guys, mover of men. Pick six, I know that I love the receiving core and they just picked up Will Fuller, but like I said, free agency doesn't make me scare away from taking that same position in the first round. Jamar Chase, who'll be the number one by the end of the season. Pick seven, Jalen Waddle, pure speed. Detroit needs a receiver. Pick eight, Carolina just traded for Teddy. If it's Teddy traded away Teddy Bridgewater. So they know that for sure they want to shore up this offensive line. Rashawn Slater. Pick nine, Micah Parsons, first defensive player off the board, best defensive player on the board. Pick 10, Patrick Surtain, my number one corner from before this season started. Number one corner at the end. Tried and true. He's a Cowboy at heart. Pick 11, I know a little bit of a weird pick here, but realistically, they don't like Devonta Smith, and both of their top linemen are gone. They take playmaker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who sized in at 6'2", 220 pounds, a lot bigger than 6'1", 215, where he listed at Notre Dame. Pick 12, I know Devonta, I said he might fall a little bit, but I think he was too intriguing not to pick up. 6'1", 166 pounds, does scare me away. But I think the Eagles are in dire need of perimeter playmakers. They take him here. Pick 13, Elijah Vera Tucker. They snag him right before the Vikings can, and they just take the next best player, next best lineman, and he'll be an all-pro for a decade. So that relies to the Vikings taking Jalen Phillips. Concussions are a real injury, but he is the most talented pass rusher by a big margin in this draft class. New England doesn't take Mac Jones. They take Trey Lance, who could sit behind Cam Newton for at least half a season. And I think that'll be a great pick. Pick 16, Arizona Cardinals take J.C. Horn. I said a more twitched up version of Marcus Peters, faster, twitcher, and stronger with the same ball skills. He just didn't have the same amount of production that Marcus Peters had. Pick 17, Christian Barmore. They are showing signs of non-interest in Maurice Hurst, their number one D tackle and interior pass rusher. So why not take the next best in the draft, Christian Barmore? Pick 17, phenomenal value. He's a top 15 player for me. Pick 18, a little bit of a value reach, but I love Zaven Collins, and I think he's a great fit here. He'll be the next best thing, especially after trading away Kyle Van Noy. Pick 19, Darisaw falls enough. You need to reshore that offensive line. You don't know who they don't have a quarterback right now, so they're just going to take the next best offensive lineman. Darisaw does have red flag film, but now you're just nitpicking. He's still a top 20 player. Pick 19. Pick 20, even though he weighed in at 6 foot, 190 pounds, instead of the 6'1", 210 pounds he was listed as, still would take Bateman. Still believe he's the next best Devontae Adams, and going to Chicago. You're going to want someone like that. Even though Indianapolis does have a right tackle, and Tevin Jenkins only played right tackle, I think he has the ability to move to this one's falling. I think he has the ability to fall and kick out to left tackle and, just have a really good career there with the best offensive line in the league. Pick 22, Kwity Paye. Oh, my mic keeps falling. He's my number 2 pass rusher right now. Really good, size for size, pound for pound, probably one of the better power rushers in this draft. Pick 23, Caleb Farley. You just need a big press corner. The injuries, the back injury is a concern, but I think that's something that, in an NFL, locker room and in an NFL medical center, I think they'll get on top of that. Pick 24, I think Samuel Cosmi is still a really good tackle. He's been getting pushed back by a couple other players. I think he's a really good solid guy. He looks like a Steeler. Pick 25, Eichenberg is here. I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but recently I think he looks like the real deal. Notre Dame guys are just built different, and he goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pick 26, Cleveland Browns take Jason Owe. He's going to go in the first round. I don't know where he's going to go, but his athleticism, size, speed, and strength and length is going to get him taken in the first. A little bit of a better version of Marcus Davenport, but I still think they're both very similar. Pick 27, I mock him all the time, but Azeez Ojulari looks and plays and feels like a Baltimore Raven. He goes there at pick 27, falls right to them. Pick 28, Carlos Basham. He reminds me a lot of Cam Jordan already, so why not have 2 of them on the field at the same time? There's no problem in that. 5'7", Rondell Moore. I love him, and I think he's going to be really electric, and I think he's a nice compliment to Devontae Adams. Pick 30, Sante Samuel. Not Greg Newsome, not your guy, but this is my guy, and I think they're going to take another smaller corner out of Florida State. And to round out the first round, they take Jalen Mayfield. They take a tackle, even though they traded one. Yes, that sounds dumb, but they couldn't re-sign Ronnie Stanley. The just cap space wasn't available. Was it Ronnie Stanley or Orlando Brown? My bad, guys. I don't remember. They're too similar. But they take Jalen Mayfield, who I think is a really strong young tackle out of Michigan, who's only a redshirt sophomore, only 20 years old. And he could come in and really develop. And you got a 5-year tag on his head. So he'll be only 25 by the time he's reaching his peak and at the end of his first contract. And pick 32, as much as I want to give him a running back, they just re-signed Antonio Brown. Tom Brady's not getting any younger, and you want him to take less hits. So we take Landon Dickerson. Yes, he'll miss a chunk of the season. Yes, he played center this past season, but he could play guard and tackle. He's an effort guy. He'll play wherever you want. And this is my predictive first-round mock draft. I think I'll hit at least 16 of these, at least half of these. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is my last mock draft. I will not be doing a day 2 or day 3 predictive mock draft. I will be doing team mock draft grades, and I will get back to you guys that. But thanks for all the love and support. Like and share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip.